Hi and welcome. You searched for three brains or three types of brains or brains anyway, and I want to talk about the different type of brains a human has. We have evolved throughout our history. We have evolved. There is evidence for that. We are an evolved creature, and we have in our brain, we have the reptilian brain, and we have the mammalian brain, and we have the new cortex, the new brain. Now, these three brains interact with each other in order to create behavior and to direct or guide behavior. How do they interact with each other? This is an analogy. There is not like if you look, there is a stem, it has functions, and there is the neocortex has other functions, and then there is the emotional amygdala has different functions, but we are categorizing them in this manner in order to simplify talking about the different contrasting um, sets of programming that runs in our head when we want to when we decide what to do. So the reptilian brain is a brain that has evolved to help us survive, and it is the one that has reflexes. For example, when you have a reflex, when you touch something hot, you pull your hand suddenly because it's a reflex without thinking about it. That's the reptilian brain at play. Or when we are cold or we are hungry, our mood changes. It sends a signal to the reptilian brain sends a signal to the mammalian brain, which create an emotion to the amygdala, which create an emotion of fear because now you are hungry. And the neocortex has no say in this unless you are a trained meditator or a trained observer of the mind. Then you can have a say in all the in the interactions of these three brains. Now that we understand this process, how can we guide it in order to achieve what we want to achieve with these videos, which is to increase the well-being and happiness of people? You have not evolved to be happy. Let's put it this way. You have evolved to survive, not to be happy. And in order to survive, humans had a really, really tough time surviving. So the tough ones, the ones that evolved the characteristics or parts of the brain or behavior that has helped them survive, are us. The ones that didn't develop these, didn't evolve, the ones that were like relaxed and happy, and they're not here. We are the fearful ones. We are the descendants of the fearful ones. So it is normal that we are fearful, but we came to understand in ourselves much better than before, and now we can guide ourselves to become happy. And how you do that? You have basically to have an understanding of how these mechanisms work, how the mammalian brain interacts with the reptilian brain, and you have to know what the function of the neocortex is. And let me just say, when we repeat mantras, we are trying to guide our emotions with our neocortex, with our intelligence, with our new brain, with our human brain. We're trying to guide the mammalian that lives in us and the reptilian that lives in us to make them do what we want so that they don't rule our lives. It's not the reptile or the mammalian or the mammal rule our lives. So that's what we do. We repeat mantra in the neocortex that changes, that can, for example, if you're cold, and you close your eyes and you just feel the cold without reaction, you're not creating a an emotion that push you away from being cold, like to run away from the cold, and you are resisting. So you are controlling the reptilian brain, and you are by that action, you are also controlling the mammalian brain. So you become more human when you control yourself with the neocortex. It's a long subject, but I just want to make these videos short. I just want to bring it up to your attention so that you can maybe research it by yourself or start realizing these things, become more conscious of these mechanisms.